Hi, so we're live in front of Red Light Management protesting the fact that we feel that they're protecting predators within the management. And so Eat Predators movement is about creating a safe space for the music industry so that there's no more predators and there's no more victims. My name's Alexa Nicholas, and my abuser is Michael Milosh of Rhye, who is still represented by Red Light Management. They haven't commented on, thank you. Woo! They haven't commented on the abuse allegations, and so I'm here asking why they haven't. Do I not deserve a response? And I just want to know why they're still representing him, because it's extremely triggering and hurtful for all the survivors out there to constantly see that predators are protected and survivors are constantly punished and not believed. And I want the end to that for my daughter's sake. This is a quote, a direct quote from Michael Milosh from an email that he sent me, where he was telling me my childhood is gone and that he found unbelievable beauty in that. Michael Milosh was trying to take nude photos of me at the age of 16. He was trying to fly to Los Angeles and stay with my mom. He tried to get me to come to New York across state lines. And that's just a couple out of the many experiences that I've unfortunately had with him. Jeff Barnett is the manager of Rhye. Here's Jeff Barnett. He still represents Rhye. He actually blocked my husband the other day when he just asked him a simple question asking him why he still represents Rhye. But yeah, Jeff Barnett is the manager for Rhye. Corin Capshaw is the owner of Red Light. It has now been sold to Live Nation, but he's still a manager there apparently and still owns Red Light. So we would like a response from Corin Capshaw as to what's going on over here at Red Light Management. Red Light Management represents Alabama Shakes, Fish, who else? Oh, and they also represented Ryan Adams. So that's another thing I want to mention. After Ryan Adams had all of those multiple allegations and was dropped by everyone, Red Light picked up Ryan Adams. But then when there was enough pressure on Red Light, they ended up getting rid of Ryan Adams. So this is a pattern also of the music industry where they pretend they care about something and then they'll actually just represent that person. And also Red Light was a co-defendant for human trafficking of minors. So that's very important to note. They are no longer in the suit pending, but they were mentioned and they were a co-defendant for human trafficking of minors. A management firm will get rid of a predator, a known predator, and make a public statement where they don't say they support this type of behavior, but then you'll end up finding that same artist at a parent company of that management firm. So really they're just moving predators around, and they're not getting rid of them at all. It's performative activism. I'm going to go through their whole roster tonight to figure out how many predators are in there, but that's all I know for right now. And also for my abuse with Michael Milosh, Red Light was a little bit too involved, in my opinion, with my divorce process. They pretty much controlled, in my opinion, most of my divorce process. And where they crossed the line for me personally is where they were CC'd on my stipulated judgment draft, which that's a long story, but I have an open letter about it called She Will Rise on my Instagram page that you can read all the details of that. For me, that was a boundary cross when I realized that they introduced us to the mediator who had that language within my stipulated judgment, and then they were CC'd as a third party when they have no right to, and then inside the stipulated judgment is a release language for assault and battery. That is so shady and so inappropriate. They shouldn't have been involved in that whatsoever unless they were involved in it, which they can say if they want to be involved in it, but they shouldn't have been. They crossed the boundary there, especially finding out in January of this year that technically Milosh is trying to say that I released my childhood, and that is horrendous. To even say that you can release your childhood abuse is offensive to every survivor out there. And that was what his demur was. His demur stated that he was protected basically because of that stipulated judgment that Red Light Management was CC'd on. We tried to tag Red Light for comment on their Instagram, and instead of responding to us and giving us the respect that we deserve, they decided to start untagging all of the survivors and blocking us from tagging them. So I can no longer tag Red Light. which, what does that mean? Enabling. That's enabling a predator. When you're not allowing the survivor to speak or have the chance to speak, you're enabling the predator. We do need to investigate Live Nation. Actually, Ticketmaster, I think, is owned by Live Nation, and Ticketmaster was deleting all of the comments about Rhye and the allegations, and they turned their comments off. That is what cover-up is. If you're silencing survivors, which their only goal is to create safer spaces for everyone else, then that's actually creating possible more victims, because people are going to shows not knowing the allegations of their artists. And that's really important. Why cover it up if you're going to be doing it so proudly, Ticketmaster? That's really my question to Ticketmaster. If you're so proud to make money off of them, why don't you just let at least the audience know about the allegations so they can create a proper decision of what they want to do?